Hi, this is for the CalArts Modern Technologist class. This is kind of an explanation of how the system is currently running. Essentially, it's like a loop-based sampler with a granulator. So it's running mainly from Chuck. So I have two inputs. Zero pretty much is an Aalto modular like VST that I have controlled by it's like a modification of Wednesday days posts. It's running through Macs to send OSC messages, but it's also easily MIDI mappable. So this controls essentially in live, it controls the mappings of the Aalto, the Madrono Labs Aalto. So I have the Aalto routed to a Mackie mixer. Okay. And it's also going directly into an input monitor in the sound card in Ableton. So now what that allows me to do is I can, do things to the input before it gets routed out of the sound card, which is an 8-channel or 14-channel motu ultralite, and it gets routed right into the input 1, or actually it's channel 0, ADC channel 0, which gets routed into these Lisa buffers. So there's 5 Lisa buffers. There's 6, but there's 5 that are being sampled from Aalto specifically, and each one is being routed out the DAC directly into a channel in the mixer. So this is the first buffer, the second buffer, third buffer, fourth buffer, fifth buffer. Now the 6th buffer is essentially in the mixer. The aux2 sends the channel directly to the second input of the sound card. So it allows me to send things to resample, and I have a Lisa resamp channel here. So a little explanation of the MIDI code. Oh, sorry, one more thing. aux1 on the mixer is routed directly into Ableton and aux send, which is just a delay, but it could be anything. I'm using this channel essentially as a delay and then rerouting it back into the mixer, so I can control the volume of the effects and the dry wet in the mixer. I apologize about the crappy video. So another thing is with the Chuck code is it's essentially what's happening inside the code. It's a very basic kind of buffer sampler. So the Chuck code is being controlled or triggered by the launchpad. So I can choose the length of the sample or the record buffer. Here is 10 seconds, is 5 seconds, 3 seconds, and 1 second. So I have these 4 maps to different durations for Lisa. And then for here, let me turn it on. So I sample just a short buffer for here. This is just a basic playback. Turn the volume down. And then I have a mute, so I can control the mute from within the launchpad. This is an octave lower, and this is a perfect fifth higher. And here, these 3 are granulators based off of Dan Truman's tutorials. This is a short granulator, and this is a longer granulator at an octave up and octave down. And this one, I believe, is only an octave down. And this is just a longer granulator. So yeah, these granulate the input So this is just for buffer 1. And then this goes down, like buffer 2 is the same, buffer 3, buffer 4, buffer 5, and the resample buffer. So whatever gets resampled or rerouted, I have the same amount of control for that as well. So essentially that allows me just to like kind of, so let me just pull up the Aalto. So this is what's happening with the Aalto, and I can control using the touch OSC, and then I can just resample it into different buffers. So here it is sampled into buffer 2. I'll turn off that. And it just loops. And I can have more control with it here, like and turn it on and off. And then yeah, so I have the ability to control 5 buffers, bring them in and out. Actually, the mixer is not necessary. I just like the feeling of. I tried routing everything within Ableton, and I just haven't had a very good controller to control, just to have it feel really nice with the EQs and the accents and the faders and stuff. So for me, just the hardware mixer is just more tactile, but this can all easily be mixed and rerouted into Ableton, which actually makes it easier to record. But yeah, so that's just a basic explanation of what's happening.